Just like Elizabeth Olsen, Elle Fanning had to watch her older sister, Dakota Fanning, take up the spotlight while dreaming about making it big herself. Apart from sharing the same last name, the two actresses look unmistakably like sisters. While the Fanning sisters are all loved these days, it wasn't always this way. Growing up, like normal siblings, they didn't always get along. And it sure didn't help that the two had to compete for the same roles. Imagine losing out on a role to your own sister. Talk about sibling rivalry. Both Dakota Fanning and Elle Fanning have become household names, but they came from humble beginnings. At ages 27 and 23, the two sisters have numerous critically acclaimed movies under their belts. But unlike Dakota, it took a while for Elle to receive the same amount of spotlight. The Fanning family originally hailed from a small town in Georgia and moved to start a new life in Hollywood when Dakota, who was only 5 years old, started booking steady commercial work. Both Fanning sisters were child actresses, but Elle later admitted at the time she was riding on her sister's coattails. Dakota Fanning shot to fame as a prodigal child actor who starred in films such as I Am Sam, for which she received a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination at age 8, making her the youngest nominee in SAG history. You might also remember her in films such as Uptown Girls, The Cat in the Hat, War of the Worlds, Dreamer, Charlotte's Web, and more. She worked hard and always delivered in every role. It's not hard to feel bitter when you're constantly being compared to your sister. Dakota Fanning often gets praised for being wise beyond her years. Due to her acting chops, she's starred in over 40 films at 27 years old. Hollywood is competitive enough, but can you imagine having to compete with your own sister for roles? Being a child actress was a lot of pressure for Elle, and losing roles to her sister wasn't very encouraging. Elle once auditioned for Friends, only to be rejected, but Dakota was able to book the Friends role. Yikes! That must hurt to lose to your own sister. No wonder there was bad blood. She recalled, "I auditioned for it, but I didn't get it, and I was like, I'm boycotting the show. Then my sister was on it, and I refused to watch the episode. I was like, I am not watching this." Moving past that, Elle Fanning has been building up her acting resume since she was 3. While she didn't blow up as a child actress, she eventually got out of her sister's shadow. Just like Dakota, Elle's career in Hollywood started off at a young age. Elle has been acting since she was a newborn. She'd play a baby on her sister's projects, like in I Am Sam, with Elle playing the younger version of her sister's role, Lucy Dawson. It made sense. Her parents were on set, as the two sisters needed parental supervision. Other than portraying newborns and the younger siblings of Dakota's characters, her first real role was voicing Mei Kusakabe in My Neighbor Totoro, while Dakota voiced Satsuko Kusakabe. She was the voice in Disney's English version. This has to be one of the coolest first roles we've ever heard of. In the behind-the-scenes videos, you can see Dakota being a bigger sister, coaching Elle in some of her lines. Elle had a steady line of work as a child actress. She starred in the episode Need to Know on House, which was submitted for consideration for an Emmy Award. If she'd been nominated, she would have been one of the youngest nominees in history at age 8. Elle never stopped acting and continued to star in a variety of roles, but she wasn't as successful as Dakota as a child actress. With consistency, she eventually found her own place in Hollywood when she received worldwide recognition for her role of Aurora in Maleficent, alongside Angelina Jolie. Elle opened up to The Hollywood Reporter on how Maleficent changed her life and career. She said, "When I was 14, I was cast as Sleeping Beauty in Maleficent, and that phone call definitely changed my life and my trajectory, and it differentiated me from my sister." Since then, Elle kept building her resume and taking on a variety of roles to showcase her repertoire. In 2019, age 21, Fanning became the youngest person to serve as a jury member at the Cannes Film Festival. Dakota might have become famous first, but Elle is now flourishing. There are a few years when you're both experiencing such different things. Age 9 and 13, nothing in common. 12 and 16, we didn't know what to do with each other, Dakota Fanning said to Marie Claire UK in 2017. Now as she's getting older, and I'm getting older, we're getting closer, and that's really lovely. And as the Fanning sisters grew up, their negative feelings toward each other eventually were gone. their sibling rivalry has cooled down. It's almost miraculous both child actresses came out of the system unscathed, knowing how tough Hollywood can be for children. Throughout their lengthy careers, the two sisters have largely managed to stay out of the tabloid headlines, and they continue to present themselves as two highly intelligent and down-to-earth individuals, more known for the critically acclaimed work than anything else. We're glad the sisters don't have a rivalry anymore. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Elle also admitted that she loves watching old interviews with her sister. They made her cry because she was so cute. That's the most adorable thing we've ever heard.
So my sister and I are doing a film together for the first time.
For the first time, the sisters have chosen to act together. They're set to co-star in the 2022 film, The Nightingale, based on the Kristen Hanna book of the same name. The book is about two sisters who are trying to survive during the French Resistance while there are troubles in their homeland during World War II. As they're actually sisters, their real-life bond will likely transition to their on-screen portrayal in the film. No doubt it'll be another critical hit for the sisters. The film was slated to be released next Christmas 2020, but was pushed back due to the pandemic. This project is particularly special to the sisters because although they've worked on the same movie before, they never really worked alongside one another. So what prompted the Fanning sisters to work together now? According to Elle, part of the reason was that she and Dakota were so moved by the script. Furthermore, as they're both adults now, the experience will be more meaningful for them. I think it's the right timing in our lives now. It's really going to mean something because it's not like we're just super young doing it. Right now, we're women. Our relationship too is also more friends at this point because we're only 4 years apart, Elle shared with Variety. It'll be interesting to see how these talented sisters collaborate with each other on their latest project and see what they bring to the table both individually and collectively. Besides filming a film together, you can find their adorable sister interactions on social media. During quarantine, the two have been baking together. Besides growing up and becoming adults, another reason the sisters got closer is that they keep their professional lives separate. The two sisters have stacked resumes, but do not go to each other for professional advice. While they both know what the other is doing, they don't go any deeper than that. Dakota told Teen Vogue in 2014, "We both have our own paths that we're confident in, so she's never asked me. I also think that choosing films that you want to do is a really personal thing. While some may see it as a curse, it's a blessing. It shows the two sisters trust each other's judgment. Also, the fact that neither needs each other's approval to do their own projects because they trust themselves enough. But when they do want to work together, they're able to, like in the upcoming project The Nightingale. The sisters have come a long way since competing for roles as child actresses. Now, you can find them on social media doing the viral wine challenge from TikTok. The viral challenge requires a lot of trust and balance between partners, which showcases their close bond. Are you going to watch the Fanning sisters' upcoming movie, The Nightingale? Do you have a sibling? If you do you guys have a sibling rivalry like the Fanning sisters? Let us know your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to The Things Celebrity for more on the latest pop culture.